What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time for the weekly rotation. Now, there is no out the shower fragrance again this week because for about 3 weeks straight, I've been wearing Zaharoff's new release that's coming out for pre-sale tomorrow at the recording of this video. My full review will be out because I can't wait to talk about it. For about 3 weeks, though, I've been wearing it every day. I totally love this fragrance. My God, it's my favorite fragrance Claude Dior and George Zaharoff have ever created personally. So can't really show it yet, but tune in tomorrow if you want to check out the full review on that and see the bottle and all that good stuff. But we do have 7 during the day. Some stuff I haven't worn in a long time that are personal favorites. Some newer stuff in here as well. Actually, 2 new releases and 2 that are just new to me. Plus some stuff I've had a while that are channel favorites. It's week number 230 in the weekly rotation. 230 weeks strong at this point. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, one of the greatest mass appealing fragrances ever created personally, Prada Rossa Carbon. You just can't go wrong with this fragrance. The smoothness of the lavender, nobody does soapy the way Prada does. I've said that so many times. It's so true, but it still has that ambroxan, metallic, spiced, bergamot citrus. It smells like Sauvage, but smoother. It's so good. One of the all-time greats for nose fatigue. My nose goes very blind relatively quickly to this one and then comes back later on. But this is one of the best all-around, do-it-all, metallic crowd pleasers ever. Metallic. It doesn't sound appealing when I say that, right? But if you smell it, a lot of you would agree. A lot of you have this. A lot of you swear by this fragrance. It is that jam. My wife's definitely a favorite. A fan, and it's one of my favorites, was what I meant to say. If you haven't smelled it yet, you're missing out. It is good. During the day, Prada Rossa Carbon. Moving into Monday. Speaking of Sauvage, I was in the mood for what is my personal favorite version of Sauvage. It is Sauvage Parfum. This is my big 200 milliliter bottle. What do I love about this one that's so much better than the other versions? It's smooth. It's refined, it's resinous and smoky. It doesn't lose the ambroxan like the Elixir does. It's not as spicy as, say, the Eau de Parfum, and definitely not like the Elixir. Like, it stays true to the original, but kind of more of a grown-up, if you will. It's not as youthful and playful. You get a little bit of citrus. It's sweeter overall. But like I said, the smoky resinous quality of this just smooths this thing out. Anosmia is a real thing with this. You'll see people on the internet talking about weak performance. Their nose is wearing out. I'm telling you, this is a monster on me. That is so good. Man, this is so good. This is peak Sauvage to me. Some will disagree. Some like the EDT the most, the EDP, the Elixir's their jam. And some agree with me on this one. It's a taste thing. And for me, this is the best one. It's also the one I have the biggest bottle of. Thankfully, I grabbed a deal a few years back from Fragrance Net. I got this for like $136 or $139. Shoot, that's going rate for 100 ml these days from discounters. I got a deal on this 200 milliliter bottle. I got a lifetime supply of Sauvage Parfums. I can look at it. I wear it randomly throughout the year, even though it's touted better for cooler weather and evenings. I've worn this on hikes during the day in the summer. I don't care. I just love the way it smells. This is one of those fragrances that I can do it all with, and I enjoy the hell out of. And I would encourage you to check out, during the day, Sauvage Parfum. Moving into Tuesday, I just did a full review on this one. It gets touted for being kind of a hybrid of Hachivat and Aventus, and I can see where they're coming from, because it is a little bit more fruity than just typical Aventus. A little bit more apple to this one, but I get a nice dose of woods, musk. I get a little bit of florals. It's very much like Aventus. It's Dumont Celerio Oros. Of the ones from Dumont that smell like Aventus, they have 4 that have different twists on the DNA. I think this is the best one of the bunch. This is the highest quality smelling one of the bunch. Performance is great on this. I think it's the best bottle. It's a good one. Man, is it a good one. Really, really good. If you ever liked anything about Hachivat and or Aventus, you might want to look into this one. This one's a little bit more expensive. The Celerio line's a bit more pricey, about $20 more per bottle than the Nitro line. But I can smell the difference in what you're getting in quality. Again, I think they used better oils for this particular line. This is some really, really good stuff. Check out my full review if you want more details beyond this. During the day, Celerio Oros from Dumont. Moving into Wednesday, I've seen people say this is the worst release of 2024. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but then again, I can't think of something to rival it for the worst release, but I don't think it's that bad, but it definitely could have been way better. I do think it could have been better. How dare them want to retail this for $180? I think it's overpriced for sure. It's Yves Saint Laurent's Y Elixir. It does smell good though. I get plenty of Y EDP, and I get the type of synthetic oud that's found in Boss Bottled oud. And while I do like the way it smells, it doesn't have as much incense as I hoped for, but it dries down very much into the Y DNA. It's a Y flanker. It should. It's not overwhelmingly strong. I wouldn't call it the most long-lasting of the bunch or the loudest of the bunch, but it's not a weak fragrance. It is strong. But I don't know. I feel like it's incomplete. I feel like it's missing something. That's the issue for me. Still a good fragrance. It's just not a great fragrance. I feel like it could have been better. I bought it from Fragrance Buy for around $124, $125. I was cool with that price point. But the $180 retail they're asking for the 60 ml, I think it's just too much. When you smell what they're calling oud, it's like I said in my video review, how dare them? This is not high-level raw materials here. It's still a synthetic Y-smelling flanker. I think they definitely got us. For those of you that paid retail for this, I think they got us. I hope you're enjoying your bottle. I do like it. I don't love it. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, better than good, because it's better than an average fragrance. And I'm sticking to that. I think it's still a 6.5 out of 10. It's not, I don't think it's the worst release of the year. But then again, I can't think of the worst release of the year. So is it? I don't know. Yet to be determined, but it's definitely a contender. It's a contender. I'm not going to say people are wrong for that, and I'm not going to say I disagree, because I don't necessarily disagree. But we'll have to see at the end of the year roundup on when all the designers are released that are going to come out, and I've smelled all the ones that I was interested in. Maybe it will be the worst, but if this is the worst, then it's been a pretty good year, because it's really not that bad. During the day, Y Elixir. Moving into Thursday, it was nice to revisit this one. It's been a while. It's a great, affordable alternative to anybody that wants to smell like Amouage Reflection Man. It is Khadlaj Shiyaaka, or Shiyaaka Red as people like to call it because of the obvious, the red color on the plate and the wording. It's very much like Reflection Man. I get a little bit more yellow floral out of this, but you still get that powdery white floral, woodsy tone, herbal fresh green smell, a little bit of citrus. Refined, classy, floral men's fragrance. Great performance. This is such a great option if you don't want to spend Reflection Man money. Now look, I think Reflection Man is still the way to go. I think save your money and get the original. The originals, especially when we're talking about these higher level luxury niche, they have the magic that these clones can't capture. But if you're looking for an extremely close experience, it gets, really close. We're talking 90+% accurate. Here you go. They did a great job. If that's what you're looking for, Khadlaj has you covered. It was nice to revisit because it's been a while since I've smelled it. During the day, Khadlaj Shiyaaka. Moving into Friday is another new release for this year. Issey Miyake. They don't get the kind of love that they deserve. They put out some good flankers in the L'Odyssey line. This is L'Odyssey Solar Lavender. Last year, L'Odyssey Vetiver was one of the biggest underdog designer releases of the year. They come out and they get cheap at discounters pretty quick. This is like $60 for 100 ml. It's pretty much what happened last year. It's been out for like 2 months. This is what happened last year with the L'Odyssey Vetiver flanker, where it's not wildly unique, but at the same time doesn't remind me of other things. And that's kind of what's going on here. It's more of a powdery aromatic lavender than a soapy lavender. Can be cloying if oversprayed. There's a little bit of spice to it, nice and woodsy. It's a true woody aromatic. Does have a little bit of the greenery that ties it to the original L'Odyssey. I love these L'Odyssey flankers. I'm pretty much at a point to where I'm going to grab them every time they release. And I'm not going to grab them at retail, because if I just wait a month or two, I can grab them from a discounter for half the price. They're worth checking out. You can get a 50 ml for like $50, and I think it's like 64 was what I paid for this 100 ml. If you like lavender, it's absolutely worth checking out. Is it the greatest lavender fragrance I've ever smelled? No. But it's a really good one, I gotta say. Sneaky good release for this year, just like last year's flanker, L'Odyssey Solar Lavender. Finally on Saturday, I just did a full review on this one as well. One of the better twists, inspirations, clones, whatever you'd like to call it, on Angel Share. And there's a ton of them out there. I get it. It's overdone. If you have a bunch of things that smell like Angel Share, you don't need it. It's crazy redundant. But if you don't have a bunch of stuff like that, or even one or two, you look for a really good fruity, boozy, spicy twist. Like this is much more on the fruitiness than a lot of the other ones. Check out Dumont Celerio Epic. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. It's really strong too. Super long lasting. It is really strong. I can't stress that enough. Very boozy, very fruity. Loads of cinnamon. Man, this is just so good. I gotta say, if you like Angel Share, again, it's one of the best interpretations of Angel Share that I've smelled. Again, it has its little bit of twist. I would call it like 85%, 85%, because it's much fruitier than Angel Share. Just as spicy, just as boozy, just as sweet. But that's the caveat. That's the trade-off. The fruitiness here is enhanced. It's really good stuff. Performance is ridiculous. It's kind of too much, honestly. But some people love that kind of stuff. So check out my full review if you want more details beyond this. But this is a great twist on Angel Share. During the day, Dumont Celerio Epic. Well, that was this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Once again, no out the shower fragrance, because it was the same thing every night and can't really show it yet. But tune in tomorrow for the video. It'll be out at 10 a.m. Central when the pre-sale goes live. This is one of the rarest of occasions that George is allowing the 10% off affiliate link I have to be activated. Where the link's always active, but for pre-sale, he discounts it pretty heavily from retail. So he normally doesn't allow additional discounts on top of that. The only other time he did it was with Black Rose, and he's actually allowing the 10% to be active. So if you use my affiliate link, which is in the link trees in all the video descriptions, there'll be a direct link in the video tomorrow, and it's in the link tree in all my bios across social media. You'll save an additional 10% off of the already discounted pre-sale price. So anybody that was interested, you can check it out. So be on the lookout for that full review tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the ones I wore this week and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.